how ego self is so strong that ego self makes you to be part of the fun. And when the fun gets bored, when the fun gets dull, when you are exhausted with the fun, the ego self itself want you to be part of the spiritual journey, which is, taking care of yourself. But that this ego self making you to take care of yourself is always halfway. You know why? Because, the ego self, when you are being part of the inward journey, the ego self will know that, the journey is about giving up the ego. It has to eliminate. The ego self has to die to be free. The ego self, that's why it loves to go halfway. It never go all the way, because the ego self fear to die, fear to, not to exist. Because ego self is about, addition, upgrade, everything except the death. And until we, die in the ego self, through the inquiry approach, all the way until there is no mind is left, no ego is left, then we can be free. But the ego self don't want it. That's why until we die in the ego self, the freedom is not there. The mental struggle, the conditioning always resurface, and we listen to it. So, it is important to be part of the inward journey, and not being biased. We have to be thorough. If you're really interested in, living your life fearlessly, conflict free, then you have to be part of it. That's the approach, guys. The reason we are suffering is because we lack inward journey, the introspection. And what makes us not be part of the inward journey is because of our conditioning, right? So, and even we have being part of the inward journey, we're only going halfway. Why? Because ego doesn't want to die. And this is where, when you see that your ego doesn't want to die, ego is the one thing that makes you have fun. When you realize that,